Now, let's do a quick poll. Okay, would you consider investing in overseas properties? Yes or no? So 86% of you said yes, you will consider investing in overseas properties. Okay, so let's see in general, what is the opinion of other Singaporeans? Okay, more and more Singaporeans are diversifying their property portfolio and looking to invest overseas. As you can see, in another more recent article dated March this year, it states that Singapore investors remain very bullish on overseas property purchases. Okay, so why do people buy overseas properties? Okay, one could be they are relocating to another country for work, or it could be for their child's education, or as a holiday home, or what we now call an alternative home. For example, during cases like COVID, and you want to live in another country, or it could be a retirement home. And of course, overseas properties tend to have lower cash outlay, and they don't attract any ABSD and no TDSR if you take a bank loan from a bank outside Singapore. And of course, you're able to have the loan leverage even if you have existing housing loans in Singapore. And it's a way to diversify your portfolio. And some people expect higher capital growth, which we have seen as well in some markets. And of course, generally higher rental yield in some countries. And it's a more affordable way to grow your wealth. And finally, for some people, it's a way to reduce their rental income tax in Singapore. Okay, here you can see the income tax bracket or income tax rates, so which goes up to 15% when your income exceeds 120,000 per annum. So if your total income in Singapore is already quite high and attracting the top income tax rates, for example 22%, that's the maximum, it may make sense to earn your rental income in other countries and pay the rental income tax there instead. Okay, so now the question is, what will I need to invest in to earn that 20,000 monthly rental income for financial freedom? Okay, let's do some calculations here. Okay, for a monthly rental income of 20K, it means that annually I'll need to have 240,000. So assuming a 3% rental yield in Singapore, I will need to own about $8 million worth of properties. Okay, because 3% rental yield on 8 million is about 240,000 per annum, working backwards. Okay, so one option is to buy 7 condos, each one around 1.15, 1.2 million, and each one renting for 3,000 a month. The second option would be to buy 5 condos, about 1.6 mil each one renting 4,000 per month. Third option would be to buy 4 condos at $2 million each renting for 5,000, or to buy 2 condos or even landed houses at $4 million each and to rent out at 10,000 per month. So how much would it cost if you wanted to buy 7 condos at $1.2 million each? Okay, just for fun, I did this calculation, assuming it's a husband and wife, both are Singaporean citizens. The first condo under the husband, he can take a 75% loan, so he will pay about 332,000 in cash. Okay, so for the first condo under the wife, it's the same amount, 332,000. Now for the second condo under the husband, okay, he can only take a 45% loan. So with 55% cash, and now there's a 12% ABSD. So in total, he has to pay $872,000. Similarly, for the second condo under the wife, okay, she also has to pay $872,000. So in total, now they have 4 condos, but it's not enough. They have to buy 3 more. Okay, so for the 5th and 6th under the husband, he can now only take 35% loan, and it now attracts a 15% ABSD, which means he has to pay about 1 million each. And finally, for the last condo under the wife, it's the same amount, 992,000 for the condo. So if you calculate the total cash required by the wife, it's 2.2 million. And if you look at the total cash required by the husband, it's 3.2 million. Okay, so this excludes the legal fees and finishing costs, and it assumes that the husband and wife are still able to obtain the loan within the TDSR framework. So it becomes very clear to me now, okay, that I have to invest in overseas properties in order to grow my monthly passive income. Is as a more feasible option than just buying Singapore real estate. So it is also no wonder why some of our clients bought multiple overseas properties, since there's no ABSD. Okay, so over the years, I bought a property in Manila, okay, 2 in Manchester, UK, 1 in Australia, 2 in KL, Malaysia, 1 in Bangkok, Thailand, and 4 in Phnom Penh, Cambodia. Okay, so other than the ABSD, the TDSR, the loan to valuation, the income tax reasons, and the lower cash outlay reasons, another reason why I invested in some of the overseas properties is because it's not possible to find them or own them in Singapore. Okay, take for example the Sofitel Kuala Lumpur residences. Okay, this is a rare 5-star branded residences standing at 78 stories high, making it the tallest residential tower in Malaysia and taller than any other in Singapore. It's integrated with 2 hotels, an office tower, and a retail podium below, and situated so near to the world's tallest Petronas Twin Towers at KLCC. So something like this in Singapore's prime Orchard Road precinct would easily cost 2 over million or more. Like the Ritz-Carlton in Singapore easily cost about 10 million, whereas this Seoul Sofitel Kuala Lumpur residences is only about 450,000 Singapore dollars. Another example is the Peak with Shangri-La, located at the heart of Phnom Penh's most prime commercial, tourism and shopping hotspot, near to the Naga World Casino Hotel, which is like our Marina Bay Sands. It is the tallest 55-story building at the moment and offers a rare opportunity to own a shop professionally managed by CapitaLand, Asia's leading mall operator, and with the 5-star Shangri-La integrated above. Again, we don't see such a combination like this in Singapore, and if there were, it probably wouldn't be for sale, or it would cost an arm and a leg if it were. Whereas the Peak shops in Phnom Penh, it costs less than 200,000 and come with 55% net guaranteed rental returns package over 10 years. How do I mitigate the risk of owning or investing in overseas properties? Here are some of my tips. Okay, firstly, I usually only choose strong developers with good track record and preferably Singapore developers like Oxley, CapitaLand, Keppel-Land, etc. who are developing overseas. And I only choose locations that are prominent and easy to find, for example, with a famous landmark such as hotels, shopping malls, etc. And these amenities and infrastructure typically won't move away. Understanding all the taxes and fees is important, so your Huttons agent will also be able to assist you on this. Ensuring political stability and ensuring that the ownership rights for foreigners is well established. Currency risks. Okay, these can be mitigated by taking a loan in the foreign currency so that it offsets any currency fluctuations, since your rental income will also be in the foreign currency. And of course, if the currency goes up, your property is worth more. If the currency goes down, your property is worth less, yes, but you also pay less via the loan. And of course, it's important to analyze the expected rental versus loan repayment for cash flow purposes. Okay, so incidentally, I'm also the head of Huttons International, and we have properties in 8 various markets, namely Australia, Cambodia, Indonesia, Japan, Malaysia, Thailand, UK, and Vietnam. And this year, we will have over 80 projects across these territories for our clients to choose from. Okay, here is a summary of the top reasons for investing in these various markets. Okay, for Australia, it's about a 10% down payment, with the balance 90% deferred until completion. And Australia is renowned for education, and foreigners can buy freehold landed houses and apartments, and there's ready financing available. Australia also has a very established rental market with average rental yield of 3.5 to 4.5% per annum. Next, Cambodia. For those who want to enjoy the first mover advantage in one of ASEAN's fastest growing developing countries, with a strong average 7% GDP growth per annum over the past decade. And everything over there is in the US dollar. It's a dollarized economy, and there's no capital gains tax for individuals and very low taxes. And we have Singapore developers in Phnom Penh with guaranteed rental schemes, and the rental programs are 5% net to 8% net per annum, and some of these products are giving a 10-year rental guarantee. Next is Indonesia, the largest economy in ASEAN with a strong GDP growth as well, and very fast growing tourism, number 9 in the world. And Bali is the number 1 top best destination in Asia and 4th in the world. So our Citadines Bali project also provides guaranteed rental, 5% net per annum for 7 years. Japan. Japan is the 3rd largest economy in the world, and has Tokyo, the capital city, has the 2nd largest concentration of world-class enterprises, and is the world's 7th most livable city. And Tokyo also has an established rental market, average rental 4 to 5% per annum. Next is Malaysia. Here is a country where we have projects you can enter with very low cash outlay due to some of the rebates being offered, and there's also ready financing available. It's a close proximity to Singapore. Foreigners can buy freehold landed houses and apartments, and it's among the top countries to retire in due to the low cost of living, and the average rental yield is between 4 to 5% per annum. Next is Thailand. It's Southeast Asia's 2nd largest economy after Indonesia, and it's the world's number 1 top travel destination, Bangkok, right? And top retirement choice as well. and it's positioning itself as ASEAN's logistic hub. And you see continuous improvements to the MRT and BTS network. Average rental yield here about 3 to 6% per annum. And then the United Kingdom, okay, again renowned for education, the 7th largest economy in the world, renowned for strong banking and technology. It's the world's 2nd top travel destination after Bangkok, and there's also ready financing available. Also a very established rental market. Average rental yield in London 3 to 4%, and average rental yield in Manchester 6 to 7%. Finally, we have Vietnam, very similar to Cambodia, and enjoying a strong GDP growth rate averaging 6% per annum, with growing tourism and trade. And property prices are still relatively low, with high urbanization rate and a young population. Average rental yield here, we are looking at 5 to 6% per annum.